Today I will be doing the oil change on my 1991 BMW 318 IS, the E30. These are some of the tools you need to go along with your oil and the oil filter. My engine is the M42 1.8 liter inline 4. With this particular engine, the oil filter sits on the top, right next to the intake manifold. And down here you can see your oil pan, and that's your drain plug right there. We're going to start by removing the drain plug that sits right in front of the oil pan, right on the bottom of your engine. Now, I have already loosened mine just to make the video shorter. So just remove the drain plug all the way out till all the oil comes out, and let it all drain out. Should take a few minutes. So you let the car sit, draining the oil. You come up here and remove this, and this is where we're going to fill the oil. The oil filter sits right next to the engine on the driver's side. And you can remove this with the 13. Mine is already loose and easy to take off. So once you remove the top, you'll be able to see your oil filter sitting inside. The oil filter should pull right out. Along with your filter, you should get new O-rings for the cap and new seal rings for the bolt holding the cap. As you can see, I use a screwdriver to remove the O-ring from the cap, and the bolt itself has this little one here. It's usually pretty difficult to get it off normally, as you can see here. So what I tend to do is I just cut it since I'm going to replace it anyway. But to put it back on, it's fairly simple. You just oil it up a little bit and roll it over the bolt. Make sure you get oil around it. Same thing goes with the big O-ring for the cap. I like to dab a little bit of oil around it to create a good seal. Same thing with the oil filter. I like to dab a little bit of oil on the top and the bottom. Once you're done with that, you can drop it right back in. There's no upside down or right side up. It just drops right in. So once you've replaced the cap, you go to put the bolt back on and make sure to replace the washer that's also included in the oil filter. Which is this little guy here. With the new washer in place, just drop the bolt right in and hand tighten it first. Now go ahead and bring your socket and finish tightening it up. I don't like to go too tight because the threads are pretty fine. We go back to the bottom of the car where I'm going to replace my drain plug and washer. The old one I had was pretty beat up, so I'm going to replace it. And it's good practice to replace it every once in a while. It goes back on the same way you took it off, but I like to clean the surrounding areas before I put it back in. Once that's on and tight, we move up to the top of the car where we're going to fill the oil. Now this particular engine takes about 4 quarts of oil, but you might need a little bit more just to be on the safe side. So once you have the oil that you think you need, what I like to do is I like to go around the car to the dipstick to see how much more oil we need. Pull it out and clean it the first time, then put it back in to get a more accurate reading. It should be somewhere in between the two indentations. In my case, I need a little more oil. So once you're all done, make sure the dipstick is back in, the cap is on, and everything is tight. If you liked the video, please subscribe. Any questions or comments, leave them below.